Okay, now let us concentrate to do together question number 2. Right, we are to use integration by parts. First, we need to choose what is the u. Alright, so as we analyze here, we have a trigonometry. So the trigonometry and the algebra. Algebra here is 1. So between algebra and trigonometry, what will be the appropriate u? Okay, algebra 1 and trigonometry, we should choose the u to be the algebra. But yet, if you choose the algebra being 1, okay, and then you say, okay, I would like to choose the v as sine ln x dx. So up to that, you have to be able to integrate this sine ln u. Okay, so maybe you can use a simple u substitution to do that. Alright? Okay, so as for this portion, which is the derivative, you need to differentiate. But here, if you are choosing u being 1 of sine, but when you differentiate, what is the derivative of a constant number? It is 0. So you are stuck there because your u becomes 0. So that is wrong. Even though for this portion you can say that, okay, you can actually integrate by using a simple u substitution, but for this portion we need to get the du, and it cannot be 0. Okay, if it is 0, then the question, the integral over 0. And in fact, just now I said I am to use a simple u substitution, replacing as a 1 variable y, okay? But yet, when you replace sine, this is your y, you have to change dx into y, and dx is actually, what is dx? As we have to replace our dx. Dx is actually, there's an x there. Okay, so meaning you are dx is x dy. Up to this level, you cannot integrate. Okay, cannot integrate. Why so? Because there are two variables involved. There is y and there is x. So even though it says algebra comes first, it does not work for this case. Okay, so let's redo it again. Instead of choosing u to be the algebra 1, let's use u to be the sine ln x. Okay, let's redo it again. Do you see the problem there? We are stuck with that. This is 0, we cannot. So in other words to say, our choice of u is wrong. Okay, I'm going to erase it and we'll do it again, okay? So help me. Let's choose the u to be sine. Okay. And the remaining, the dv, as 1 of dx. Okay. So here we are not applying the dx. Okay, because even though here we have the trigo and the algebra, okay, so still we'll choose the u as the trigo. Right, so let's see whether we can differentiate over here with respect to x. And here we need to integrate with respect to x. Oh, sorry, twice. Alright, so differentiating sine x. The derivative of a sine is cosine. And there's a chain rule. We need to differentiate further the inside function. Derivative of the ln x is 1 on x. And for this part, the v is dx. So let's use the IBP. Let's copy down that question. And what was the formula just now? The formula is uv minus integrate v du. Let's replace the value. the u, the sine ln x, the v is x. I'm going to put the x in front, minus integrating v, again the x. As for du, okay, du is this whole set, dx. So du is cosine ln x over x dx. The x cancel off. Right, so if you can see, we still have this integral of the ln cosine. Right, so we need to use IBP. So again, let's choose the u to be cosine and the dv to be the remaining dx. So let's differentiate du dx. Cosine is negative sine, and applying a chain rule of it, 1 on x. As for this portion, we integrate both sides, so the v is x. So hence this question of cosine ln x dx. Let's apply again the IBP formula, uv minus v du. You have to show all those, okay? So u cosine ln x, and the v is x. I want to put x in front, minus v dx. Du is a negative of sine ln x over x dx. My space is not enough, so make sure you simplify this. Now it becomes plus x over x. You cancel out the x, so we are still having this integral of dx. Okay, so let's replace it back into this portion. Okay, this is our question. I'm going to rewrite it back for this part. There's a negative in front. Check my work. So x sine ln x minus, let's replace the values of this that we have got just now. X cosine ln x plus integral. Let me write it down. So as we write it down, you still have this, right? So how? Okay, again the technique is to rearrange. Let's rearrange. We'll bring this thing to the other side. Okay, let me write it. Okay, as we bring this thing on the left, we have plus, so here we have 2 of this integral of the sine ln x. Okay, as for the right side, here we have xx. Maybe we should factorize it so that it will look nicer. Here the angle is ln x. Do not factorize ln x. Okay, definitely cannot. The sine cannot just stand alone. It has to have its angle. Right, so in there eventually we can read our integral of the sine ln x, which is x on 2 of this whole set. And don't forget your plus c. So that is the answer for this question. Let's give a mark for it. So the first mark, okay, so here again we are to choose the correct u. The u cannot be an algebra. The u will become the trigonometry for it to work. Okay, so the liet does not apply here. And then we are to differentiate and integrate correctly and into the formula. And up to this level, we need to repeat the integration by parts, choosing the correct u and dv, integrate, differentiate into the formula of IBP, and then replace the answer for this portion and we are to rearrange and get to the answer. So in this question we have 9 marks. Right? Okay, that is question number 2.